right, everybody, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever it is that you are. Welcome once more to another video podcast of Political News Time, coming at you from the PNT Live Network. Remember, you can always check out archives of this podcast over on PNT Live Net and its associated websites and social media outlets. Also, remember, you can always follow me on @AlexMayersLive to get the latest on whatever it is that I'm up to. All right. So I hope all of you are having a wonderful day, a good start to your week. I most definitely am. Tonight, we're going to discuss something that I like to dub as weaponized racism. It's something that I have noticed people who are not of color actually consistently do. I've noticed them do it from since I was a little child, actually, into adulthood. It's something that is very prevalent actually in the adult entertainment industry. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. For example, if you pop on over to pornnewstoday.com, you'll notice a headline. Actually, let me just read the headline to you verbatim as to something that I was discussing on last night's podcast. Look at the July 14th, 2020 headline. Every pimp linked to the porn industry is aware of how racist wealthy white Johns are, which is what calls interracial queen Alana Evans' statements about Donald Trump into question. And this is actually an instance of weaponized racism at the hands of Alana Evans. I do not feel that the Stormy Daniels situation ever even would have gone as far as it did in the political sphere if Donald Trump and his team had been willing to openly admit how racist Donald in actuality is, especially when it comes to women and their sexual histories. Now, I'm not a mind reader, at least I will not admit to that, and I cannot tell you exactly how he thinks or how he feels. However, anyone who is a pimp or an agent or a manager or a publicist or just who has been around the adult entertainment industry for over a year, they're all well aware as to how intensely racist white American males who spend money, a substantial amount of money, on porn stars or escorts are, and how particular they are when it comes to those porn stars or escorts' sexual history, especially when it comes to whether or not they've been with people of color. Alana Evans has always been at a tremendous disadvantage to her white female peers in the industry due to her history of being straight out the gate with a tremendous amount of black men. Part of the reason that was her career path had to do with her being with an incredibly abusive man of color, that's what she claims at least, who essentially pimped her down that path. And it was a path that she couldn't turn around from. You know the saying, once you go black, you can't go back. But when Alana saw her opportunity in regards to Donald Trump, at least this is how it appears, she knew that she could essentially increase her own street value by linking herself to him by putting out the claim that he wanted her to join the party when it came to Stormy Daniels. But is that in actuality likely the truth? From my perspective, it's highly unlikely that what she claims is true, because Trump over the years has been very particular about the types of women that he's with. And if you look at Stormy Daniels' history, Stormy Daniels is what many in the adult entertainment industry label a IR dodger. How are you going to go from an IR dodger to the queen of IR? Now, this is not something that Trump or his administration could likely ever acknowledge without coming off as seeming like they're straight up wearing those white pointy hoods. But what I'm explaining is likely the reality. But that's a form of weaponized racism. Alana, from my perspective, weaponized the fact that Donald and his administration would not want to be seen as a certain kind of sexual racist. I actually have a podcast specifically about sexual racism if you want to check that out over on politicalnewstime.com. But the adult entertainment industry and those linked to it consistently weaponize racism, as do people outside of the adult entertainment industry. For example, the entire Black Lives Matter movement, the political movement, which in actuality is no more than, at least from my perspective, an anti-government agenda to defund the police, something that I feel would tremendously hurt African Americans, especially young African Americans, in the long run. But that's weaponized racism. It's a bunch of closet racist white liberals, from my perspective, who are running around saying, hey, if you don't support Black Lives Matter and our move to create a third world country within the United States, then you must be racist. So there you go. That's weaponizing racism again. And that's